Hello, welcome to Michelle Hope Walker Speaks. Woo woo! And I am Michelle Hope Walker. Happy Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. I know there's so many great celebrations going on. I seen where today Long Beach out here in California have their parade, and then South LA, South Los Angeles, and out here in California is having their parade. I mean, just awesome. The SCLC out here in the Southern California have had all kind of activities, and just all around the world, people are having activities. Cornel West was at USC today. The NAACP is having their Image Awards breakfast. I think they had it today, or they're going to be having it Sunday, something of the sort. But so just awesome. You know, I love just celebrating, you know, all of us coming together. All of us coming together and just celebrating diversity and celebrating what King did. One man. This is a reminder, because even in the Bible, in Romans 5, it talks about how the acts of one man can change a whole world. Just like the acts, negative acts of one man can change the whole world, positive acts of one man can change the whole world. And that is what Martin Luther King did. I mean, he changed the whole world by standing strong, by standing. You know, I remember even when I was in college and I was reading his speech, you know, I just came to tears, you know, partly because I felt like some people were not like taking it as serious. So it's because I take the movement seriously. It's like, listen, you know, these things are still going on today, but now we're in a new day and age that, you know, people are starting to take these things more seriously, you know, to see where we've come from and where we're going, you know. And I just think it's awesome because I was raised in the Midwest, you know, predominantly white area. And I mean, pretty much happy we all got along. I didn't really feel being raised experiencing a lot of racism, thank God. And it's a blessing, you know. And so I know sometimes when we talk about the race issue, depending on where you live or your community, you're so like, oh, well, we're not like that. And that's understandable, you know. But I still encourage you to help the other areas and support the efforts of people who are trying to continue to help fight racism and discrimination, because it does exist. You know, it does still exist. Although our key point is to be in this rainbow society where everybody respects each other for who they are and different things like that, we do still have discrimination and racism that does exist. I guess the one thing I do remember is in Taylorville, Illinois, I remember I was washing dishes at my grandma's house and my grandpa's house, and I was watching this one moment, I looked out and I seen fire and someone had burned a cross in my grandparents' yard. So I guess that's something I may remember. That was like when I was 8 or 9, because predominantly I lived in Decatur, Illinois, but in Taylorville, Illinois, it was even more predominantly white. So my grandparents' families maybe like one of 3 or 4 families, African-American families in the whole town. You know, it was a small town. But they really still had never had any challenges. You know, I went down there all the time as a kid. All the kids played with me. I didn't have any, you know, challenges. That was one time I do remember. And then the challenge of when I first learned my history, you know, which was awesome, my African-American history. Because, again, I love learning. Even as a kid, I loved learning, so I always did good in school. And, but, you know, especially in grade school, I just remember we talked about the slave time. And then all of a sudden, Martin Luther King appeared. And I did have this great teacher, Miss Shear. So remember her name, Miss Shear, was in the 5th grade, which she had us. She had me. I'm thinking she had everybody do a report. I don't know. Maybe she just picked me because it wasn't too many other African-American kids in my class. I was usually always in accelerated classes. And so it was not too many other African-Americans in my class. But I do remember her giving me the assignment to study Ward Wilkins. And so that gave me another person other than the slavery days and Martin Luther King. But I remember even as a kid, I was trying to figure out, well, what happened between the slavery days and Martin Luther King? Because we didn't hear about that. And then in the 5th grade, I was given this to read about Roy Wilkins, and I learned about him, and that made me feel good. I was like, well, I want to be like Roy, you know, type thing. And then even in middle school and In high school, I don't even really recall about hearing about slavery days or Martin Luther King. And again, it's just the area I grew up in. I grew up in Decatur, Illinois. I didn't, but when I went to college, this is when I began to learn more, because I took a African American history, and oh my gosh, when I started learning my history, I was like, oh my gosh, this explains everything. I mean, it opened my eyes up to so much. So I really, from that point too, was into the grade school kids' books being, integrated with everybody's history in it. You know what I'm saying? With everybody's, combined with a little bit what all the different races and cultures did. Because it does help. The more you know your culture, the more it helps you know who you are and what you can achieve. And that people that look like you have achieved great things. And that's why it's so important for the kids to know their ethnic history, their culture, racial, ethnicity history, because it empowers them. It doesn't separate them. For whatever reason, some people think it does not separate, but it empowers them to know that they have a part to play in this, and they can do, then we know spiritually, whatever God called and told you, regardless of your race, you can do it, So that's just awesome. Then I watched The Eyes on the Prize, and if you haven't seen that series, go get that series. The Eyes on the Prize. Oh my gosh, such a good series. I would play those off for my kids, because that was my big thing too, is if the school's not going to teach my kids their history, I am going to teach them their history. So I taught my kids their history at home all the time, not just in the month of February, but all the time, and exposed them to that, especially when we lived in Atlanta, Georgia, down the street from the Martin Luther King and Ebenezer Baptist. We actually went to Ebenezer Baptist Church for a while, and we were right by the site. We went to the Martin Luther King site all the time, and stuff. So it's just awesome, so one man, and even now, we constantly see how one person is just changing our society, and so that's why I continue to encourage people to do what God has called and told you to do. We have the example of Martin Luther King of just staying prayed up and doing what God called and told him to do. Now, was he a perfect man? No, none of us are perfect, And so that's why I said I even like that movie somewhere. It shows us snippets, of maybe some of his imperfections, but the bigger piece, is look at what he has done, and that's what we have to really look at, is what people have done. No, they're not perfect. None of us are, and I don't want people to think that they have to be perfect to do great things. None of us are ever going to be perfect. No one is perfect. I know people may put on this facade like, ooh, I never did wrong, but no, no one's perfect. So let me help you know that they ain't perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. None of us are perfect. And which is the challenge for me. I hate to see people put other people down and talk about people and dog people out, because none of us are perfect, so we can't be too quick to negatively judge someone else. So again, as we celebrate this weekend, get out and do something. If you don't even get a chance to do anything but get some books and talk to your kids about Martin Luther King. Talk to your kids about the things he stood up for. Talk to your kids. If you don't have kids, talk to your relatives around you. Gather your neighbors and talking about the impact it has made on your life. I know when I read about the story of Martin Luther King, it continues to help me rooted and grounded in God in this movement. That's one thing too, because sometimes we get into different movements and people get sidetracked and off of God. I still believe that God is the foundation. As we stay praying, as we stay doing what God called and told us to do and play the part that God called and told us to do, that is the bigger picture. And all of this is letting God lead us. And I really believe that Martin Luther King, let God lead him in the decisions that he made. And so that is today what we still need to do. We have to, and for all races, all of us have to continue to come together. All of us, because really we're all human beings. And I love that key perspective. We're all human beings. Yes, we should know our culture. Yes, we should learn that because that helps us on who we are. But we're all human beings. And so we should be standing up for the rights of all human beings. Anybody that's being mistreated. We should be standing up, helping each other, holding hands with each other, loving each other. And that's what I have liked about these marches here lately, is that all of us have come together to stand up for issues. That's what Selma shows us. I know that was a big point for me too, when I actually looked at actual footage from the civil rights movement back in the 50s and the 60s, is that it was all races all together. This was not just a black thing, because, I was feeling at that time, especially in college, that in the college I was at, when we mentioned Black History Month or Martin Luther King, people just thought that was a black thing. No, that is a human thing. This is a man, just like Gandhi and other people. There's a human thing that, we all are standing up for the rights, as Martin Luther talking about injustice anywhere is an injustice to us all, and so, we just stay prayed up. So that's the key thing. Just stay prayed up and let it just be a reminder that what you are doing makes a difference. You are having an impact on someone else's life. Sometimes we don't even know other people are looking at us, but other people are watching us. And they're either looking at us being encouraged and motivated to do what God has called and told them to do, or discouraged. And so, no, we're not perfect, but we want to motivate people to go after whatever it is God has called and told them to go after. So again, but celebrate this man's life. Because he put a lot on the line. He sacrificed himself. He sacrificed his family. He sacrificed a lot of things to help everyone. And so we must continue to keep his legacy alive. We must continue to celebrate him. I know some people here, Martin Luther King birthday again. Yes, Martin Luther King birthday again. Sure, yes. Because we're going to celebrate it every year. And there's an importance to it every year, and a reminder that we can take stands and stand up and bring about positive change for human beings. Yes, we can. And so God is good. So get out and celebrate your Martin Luther King celebrations. Come together, have fun, enjoy, and just a reminder of that, whatever it is God has called and told us to do, we can do it. So happy Martin Luther King birthday day, and just stay strong and keep doing what God has called and told you to do. My name is Michelle Hope Walker, and you can tweet me at Hope_speaks. You can call me at 323-338-6580. You can also Google search me, put in Michelle Hope Walker Speaks, Michelle Hope Walker Speaks. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Michelle Hope Walker Speaks. So God bless. And as you know, I'm just about motivating, encouraging, and just helping people, and just loving on people, and standing up for rights, and making you laugh, and just... I'm very comfortable in my skin, and I hope you are too. That's one thing I push. Just laugh at yourself, enjoy yourself. Know you're not perfect, and it's okay. Just have fun and enjoy yourself. I love seeing people just happy and just going after being who God called them to be. And if they fall, it's okay. Get back up. It's all right. As long as you're still living, you can get back up, and you'll be all right. So God is good. So celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday and have fun and do what God has called and told you to do.